българско подданство, но иначе е техничен боксер, който мисли, който побеждава. Той направи 2 убедителни победи. Днес му е 3-тия матч и се надявам да стане и шампион.
А за Станимира малко повече да кажем, тя се изправя срещу опонентка от Казахстан. Видяхме вече в срещите до момента, че Казахстан, Узбекистан дойдоха с някои от най-силните си състезатели.
Да, по принцип тези републики, които завършват на стан, вече почват да ме плашат, защото при тях има много голямо настъпление в бокса. Изглежда, че са решили да натиснат именно на този спорт, независимо от проекторешенията на Международния олимпийски комитет. Станимира Петрова, какво може да се каже за нея повече от това, че е изключителна състезателка. Започнала малко по-късно да тренира, но затова пък много бързо е наваксала всичко. Тя всъщност като студентка става боксерка, но 2-3 години след това вече е световна шампионка, а виждаме и феноменалния начин, по който тя се боксера, без да получава удари, само разчита на своята техника и на своите рефлекси. Разбира се, рефлекси, които са дошли още с нея в бокса от предварителните занимания по кикбокс.
И по таеквондо също така.
Именно. Тя побеждава своите съпернички. И най-важното, което казва тя, и аз съм сигурен, че е така, защото съм свидетел на всички нейни мачове до сега, че тя с бокса се забавлява. Това е висшия стадий, който може да постигне един боксер, да се забавлява с мачовете си. И понякога нейният начин на боксиране прилича малко на подигравка, защото тя кара съперниците си да върхлитат по въжетата. Имаше такива боксери и в миналото, сега все по-рядко, защото тези приеми, които тя прилага в случая с нейните странични крачки, които наричаме сайдстепи, приличат много и на пируети даже.
Има привилегията да получава непрекъснати инструкции от олимпийски шампион в ъгъла си, така че това със сигурност също е от значение.
Верно, тя наистина и промени стила си на игра, откакто Петю Лесов се захвана с нея. И наистина заприлича и на него, така изглеждаше и във вчерашния матч, в който сякаш видях едно огледалния образ на Петър Лесов с неговите изчаквания за контра, с неговите резки, внезапни атаки, с които тя изненадва своята съперничка. Да, жена, освен това е и много красива на външност, така че можем само да и завиждаме.
И това, разбира се, е важно да се отбележи. Друго момче също направи впечатление, Радослав Росенов. Преди малко заговорихме за по-леките. Той е в категория до 60 кг. Какво може да кажете за него като впечатление на база това, което видяхте в предишните дни?
Радослав Росенов, той е възпитаник на Съби Събев или на Сергей Рипчев, не съм сигурен, от Русен, но русенската школа в негово лице тук има много силен представител. Той тренирал дълго време вече с Борислав Бояджиев от неговата боксова академия и действително му личи. Момче със самочувствие на 18 години. Той самочувствието не е излишно, защото е вече 4 пъти европейски шампион за юноши и за младежи. И като го гледам така, както се развива, нищо чудно да видим и един европейски шампион за мъже още тази година. А пък няма какво друго да се каже за него. На 57 кг той мисля си, че е фаворит в матча му, който ще бъде днес вечерната сесия. И можем да му пожелаем само успех. Още един път искам да ви кажа, че именно в тази академия боксова на Борислав Абаджиев се създават шампиони. Не случайно видяхме вчера и Уилям Чолов, който направи един равностоен матч с един световен вице-шампион, а можеше и да го победи при малко по-добро желание на съдиите.
Мнението ви за Радослав Панталев и неговото представяне, струва ми се, че сега вече на тази категория до 92 кг си тъжи на мястото. Преди се опитваше да намери себе си, 81 му беше като че ли малко в повече, че трябваше да сваля килограми, сега вече си е в цялата сила.
Да, ти ме попита. Трябва да призная, че Радослав Панталеев е моята слабост, защото просто обичам неговия начин на боксиране. Освен това и в обноските си е така типичен, много индивидуален, не говори много, скромен е, но затова пък мисля, че има много качества да се развива. Не случайно той има и медали от международни първенства, от голями форуми. това, което каза ти е точно така, спокоен е. Наистина, за това състезание ми се струва, че той не е на 100% подготвен, просто защото изстрада един COVID в Белмекен на лагера. Само до преди 10 дена бяха горе на лагер. Той напусна лагера, защото трябваше да се възстановява. Но като го гледам как играе вече 2 мача на този турнир, ми се струва, че е готов. Разбира се, ще му трябва още много. То е една такава болест, трудно се възстановява човек. И
Нещо друго много съществено ми се ще да отбележим за нашите зрители, че няма да може да видим Ясен Радев в утрешния му финал, тъй като неговата аркада се оказа прекалено тежка и може би са предпочели да го съхранят за предстоящото европейско първенство.
да, така е. Даже неговата майка, която е много запалена по бокса, вчера даже ми направи забележка, че не съм изтикнал всички негови титли по време на матча. Тя даже се разсърди за това, че не можем да го възстановиме. Тоест, лекара не може да го възстанови, така че да играе финал. Той не само, че няма да може да играе финал, ами след известно време трябва да участва в Хърватска, доколкото знам, в международен турнир. Трябва, обаче едва ли ще участва, защото една такава аркана, казва, че е много дълбока аркадата, може да бъде възстановена едва след месец, да речеме, че да почне да тренира.
Тоест, надяваме се поне за неговите привърженици и за нас също като българи, че на европейското първенство ще може да го видим.
Със сигурност. Той вчера беше събрал една цяла тълпа от неговия квартал. Той е привърженик на Левски и се боксира за Левски. Той също има един много грижовен треньор, да го наречеме така, Влади Георгиев, както го наричат още тръстиката, но той е треньор, който се грижи много за своите състезатели и ето води състезатели един след друг в националния отбор. И това, което искам да кажа като обобщение е, че ние много обръщаме внимание на треньорите, които са в националния отбор, но те всъщност приемат състезатели, които би трябвало да са готови, а такива треньори има както в Русе, виждаме, че има представител и то такъв добър представител в националния отбор, така и в София. Влади Георгиев, в Русе Сергей Рипчев и Съби Събев и разбира се Павел Сяров. При жените той непрекъснато доставя на националния отбор добри състезателки, които носят медали за България.
Ние с вас ще продължим разговора си след броени секунди. Вие останете с нас и проследете всичките финални сблъсъци с българско участие. Стискаме палци за нашите момичета и момчета. Останете на наша вълна.
International Boxing Tournament, Frankfurt 2022. The finals will take place in the next 2 days with a total of 25 bouts. The IBA has chosen this event to be the first of the Golden Belt Series with a $200,000 to be given away. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. The first bout of today's finals will be in the men's flyweight division. Refereeing the bout will be Ivan Ivanov from Bulgaria. And now, welcome on the ring, the boxer, fighting under the red corner, representing Kazakhstan, Damir Abdikadir.
So welcome everybody to this first finals day in the 2022 Strangia Memorial Tournament. As our MC said just there is prize money on offer. This is the first event in the new Golden Belt Series, and this is the final at flyweight, men's flyweight, 51 kilos. This is Damir Abdikadir of Kazakhstan, who got a good win in the semi-final against Follow Munatsakhanyan of Russia, 4-0.
Fighting out of the blue corner is the boxer representing Uzbekistan, Hasanboy Dusmatov.
It's Kazakhstan against Uzbekistan in this opening final, and this is Hasanboy Dusmatov. The field in the Strangia is very, very strong. It generally is, but this year there are Olympic, world, continental medalists absolutely everywhere. Dusmatov got a gold in Rio in 2016, a silver at the World Championships in 2017. He was then out of IBA boxing. He turned professional until he returned in Belgrade last October, November. No seeding in that competition. He got Sakan Bibasinov of Kazakhstan in the prelims, unbelievable draw, and was eliminated. But here he is. He beat Timur Kabdashov, who was also competing for Kazakhstan in the semi-finals. So that's Dusmatov in the blue, won the Val Barker Trophy in Rio in 2016 as well. And Abdikadir, Damir Abdikadir in the red. Kazakhstan in the red, Uzbekistan in the blue. Two southpaws here. Three-minute rounds, as always. Dusmatov just reaching with a left hand to the body there, then countered with a right hook. Abdikadir, the longer leader fighter of these two, with a superior kind of reach. So interesting seeing Dusmatov in that World Championships, really was. Short right hand there, nice jab from Abdikadir. Dusmatov just slipping onto the right hand there from Abdikadir, doing a good job of getting up close where he needs to be. Takes that jab on the gloves there. Dusmatov needs to try and get that lead hand working if he can. Abdikadir then just lists to his right hand side and throws that right hand. Strangia, the oldest European international tournament, been going since 1950. We had the 66th edition of the Bochkai a couple of weeks ago. Brazil dominated there, 9 gold medals in total. Looking for the 1-2 there, Dusmatov. Just pulled off the left hand a little bit, didn't quite manage to land it. Almost midway through this opening round. Nice combination to the body there from Dusmatov. Winging lead right hand from the Uzbek as well. Just took a jab there as he looked to try and counter to the body. Abdikadir hasn't quite got his range yet. When he's at that mid-range there, then he's got a problem, because Dusmatov can land from there. He can't quite keep it on the outside here, Abdikadir. It's not that he isn't having some success, because he is. Nice right to the body there from Abdikadir, but he doesn't necessarily use that height and reach advantage. Fighters with longer levers do quite often like it at mid-range. They can dig those toes in, look for the body. Neat jab to the body there from Dusmatov. And just short with the left hand there, Abdikadir. Trying to counter with that right hand again there, Dusmatov. He was short that time, but lands a couple of neat-looking right hands there right towards the end of the round here. It's been a good opening round for the Uzbek. And there's that right hand again. He does hold those gloves a little bit low, Abdikadir, leaves that head open, and a smile on the face there of Dusmatov as he goes back to his corner. He's looking to fire off with that right hook as often as he can, Dusmatov. Abdikadir, good example there of those low hands. He can tend to be a little bit sloppy with his punches at times, in that they don't go out that quick, they don't come back that quick, and against somebody like Dusmatov, that's a problem because everything he does is sharp. We didn't get a look at the scores there, but that would have been a round for the fighter in blue. Nice combination to the body there from Abdikadir. Dusmatov looking for that left hand over the top. Referee just giving them time to work it out themselves there, which is good to see. Right hand from Dusmatov. Abdikadir looking to try and set his feet and trade when they're at that kind of distance. And as I say, he does have some capacity for that, but that is more Dusmatov's kind of area, more his kind of fight. Abdikadir playing into his hands, really, exchanging from there. That was better from the Kazakh. He just gave himself a little bit more room and found the range. He does tend to lean in a little bit as he throws. Weights quite heavily on that front foot. The chin is on show, just a touch. These are the kinds of things that get exploited by an opponent like the one he's got here. Short right hand there from Dusmatov again. Some nice head movement off the back of it. There's that right hand. There it is. He's looking to trigger it. Whenever he sees something come from Abdikadir, which is maybe just a little bit slow because those hands go back low, they stay low, then he looks to fire that right hand. As I say, it was Ivasinov who was in action for Kazakhstan at the World Championships. He had an excellent tournament, really did. Got bronzes at the Asian Championships and the Olympic Games before he picked up gold in Belgrade. Very interesting elite men's world championships in Belgrade. Lots of new faces, as is generally the case after the end of an Olympic cycle. A very unusual year for obvious reasons, having an Olympics and a World Championships in the same year. Never happened before. Slightly untidy. Final 10 seconds of round two. There goes the bell. Had some good success there and then took the feet back out. Caused Dusmatov just to tuck up. Wasn't much else he could do there. Abdikari getting to work. There's that right hand. Lead right hook, he just whips up from low. Already had the inaugural Asian under-22s in Uzbekistan at the end of January. The Asian Youths and Juniors coming up towards the end of this month, going into March as well. Lots of tournaments on the way. Very, very busy year in the IBA calendar, as it was last year as well. Did extremely well to put on so many events in the grip of the pandemic, and we still were throughout the course of the year. That was demonstrated by the fact that the Women's World Championships, which was due for last December, due to Omicron, had to be rescheduled for May. That'll be in Istanbul, into the third round here. Dusmatov again just looking to plant his feet and let rip with that lead right hand. It's been a good fight, this. Good fight to watch. Abdikadir is, as I say, he's had his pockets of success, certainly. He had a slightly better second round than he did first, but I still would have gone to the blue corner with it. Just moving off to his right as he fires that right hand there, Dusmatov. Left hand on the inside as he got close, and Abdikadir was looking to try and wrap him up, but the smaller man there, the man in blue, just had enough room to work in. On the inside again there, Dusmatov finding the body. He's just a little bit too close there, Abdikadir. Interestingly, in this third round, he seems to be making an effort to get right on top of Dusmatov, but he doesn't really have room to get his longer arms free and get too much done. He's trying to bring the heat here, which is absolutely the right thing to do, but he's just got to give himself a touch more space. .45 seconds remaining in this opening final here in Sofia. Long left hand there from Abdikadir, didn't miss by much, but then standing a little bit tall and square, caught a left hand from Dusmatov and then just gives him one on the back of the head. Final few seconds here of this men's flyweight final. After this, we've got the men's featherweight and light welterweights, and then into the women's light flyweight, bantamweight, and lightweight. Ireland's Olympic champion Kelly Harrington in action in the final fight of this session. So there goes the bell. Dusmatov celebrates the victory. I would make that 3 rounds to 0 in favour of him, but a good fight. A good fight. Abdikadir, not nearly as experienced, but plenty into that. And as I say, he did have some success. It wasn't all one-way traffic, but I don't think he'll have done enough to win a round there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment we've all been waiting for. The winner by unanimous decision is, in the blue corner,
So Hasanboy Dusmatov gets it by unanimous decision with our 5 scoring judges at ringside. Bows to all 4 corners of the ring and then makes his way out.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on the ring, boxing, out of the red corner, representing Bulgaria, Javier Diaz.
So now to the men's featherweights, and this is Javier Diaz boxing these days for Bulgaria. Has been for a while, in all honesty. He won here last year, beating Dorin Buksha in the final. That was his first gold for Bulgaria, originally from Cuba. World Youth Champion for Cuba in 2014, right here in Sofia actually. Got to the quarterfinals in the World Championships last autumn. Didn't make it to Tokyo. And he's up against Abdumalik Kolokov, and this could be a sensational fight, because Kolokov has, well, he did it all as a youth. World champion, youth Olympic champion, as a senior, bronze at last year's Asian Championships, silver at the World Championships. That was at 60 kilos. He's now come down to 57, presumably because 57 is an Olympic weight, 60 isn't any longer, obviously. It was Mirazizbek Mirza-Khalilov who went to the World Championships, the Olympics and the Asians for Uzbekistan at 57 kilos, but Kolokov has maybe got that berth now. So Diaz, Javier Ibanez, he used to compete as for Cuba. He beat Ovik Oganessian of Russia by unanimous decision in his semi-final. Kolokov beat Vsevolod Shumkov, also of Russia. It was one apiece with all 5 judges going into the final round, and he won that final round with all of them to go through 29-28. So Kolokov in the blue, Uzbekistan, Diaz, Bulgaria in the red. Both of them just claiming the scoring blow there. You still see fighters do that. That's a remnant really of the computer point scoring days. You'll see them raise a fist when they feel that they've landed a scoring blow. Scoring blows have to be delivered with the knuckle part of the glove to the torso or the head, the front or side of the head. Same deal with the torso. You can go in around the side or on the rib cage, of course. No punching around the back. That's standard in any code of boxing. Nice snappy jab there from Kolokov, and then look to try and find the body with the right hand. Good right hand off the back foot there from Kolokov. He's got a little bit of height and reach on Diaz here. Into southpaw. Kolokov sends that left hand straight down the middle. He's got that good balance, Kolokov, those feet pretty much always the same distance apart, in and out with them, whether he's orthodox or southpaw. Back to orthodox now, just making Diaz fall a little bit short there and countering with the right hand. Lost his balance a touch there, Kolokov, as he threw the left. Maybe just a little bit too much switching, I would say, between two stances. I think he could settle orthodox. He's done most of his good work from the orthodox stance in this opening round. Of the two, it's the Uzbek who's picking his punches just slightly better as we move into the final minute of round one. Jab just short there for Kolokov. Diaz just taking a little bit too long to get his punches away, I would say. When they find themselves in that kind of standoff as they are there, he did get off first that time, but he just wasn't quite within range, and Kolokov was able to counter him. He's got good reflexes. Uzbek fighter, good right hand there. Lost to Sofian Umahar in the final of the World Championships in Belgrade. Umahar, another very mobile, very technically proficient, very sharp kind of fighter. So at the end of the first round, I go blue corner there. That's Diaz. Diaz, as I say, making that move from Cuba to Bulgaria. We've seen some Cuban fighters do that in recent years. Emmanuel Reyes now boxing for Spain. Lauren Alfonso boxing for Azerbaijan, won gold at the World Championships at Cruiserweight last autumn. Well, there's the scores at the end of the first round, 4-1 in favour of Kolokov. I thought that was a pretty clear round to the blue corner. But he's got one on the board there, Diaz, and that can be very important. Those odd scores at times can be absolutely crucial. But he needs his second now with the majority of the judges here. Diaz, you would say, or at least he needs it with two of them, but they have to be different to the one that gave him the opening round. That would mean he would still very much have a chance going into the final round. Nice right hand to the body there from Kolokov. Diaz looking a bit more aggressive in the second round here. I think the corner will have told him he needs to be a little bit more proactive. Slightly clumsy there, the Bulgarian, as he lurched across the ring at Kolokov rather. He was looking for a big right hand there, Kolokov, but Diaz had moved in. And in the end, there just wasn't room for it. Nice jab there from Kolokov, found its way through the guard. Diaz looking to just inch forward there, behind that high guard, and get close enough. But as he's doing that, as soon as he gets into range, he's really got to fire. There's those reflexes and footwork from Kolokov. Got backed up to the corner, but didn't stay there long. Slips the right hand and then looks for a left hand on the inside. Midway through round two, Diaz, as I say, has been more aggressive in this round so far. Kolokov has shown us those reflexes, he's shown us those technical skills, but he has hit quite a lot of gloves. Good lead left hand there from Kolokov. Left hand though came back from Diaz. Good combination there from Kolokov. And I was just going to say actually that he probably needed to start landing a few more, because although he looked good in the opening half of the round, he hadn't necessarily done all that much. But as Diaz comes forward, Kolokov is just looking to try and pick him off. Jab taken on the gloves there, but a good combination from Kolokov, and then just steps off to his left-hand side. He's a difficult man to pin down, that's for sure. Good jab, just short. Solid left hand there from Kolokov. There goes a bell at the end of the second round, and I would go blue corner again with that one. I thought he did the better, cleaner punching. But Diaz was on the front foot. He did connect himself a number of times. He brought the heat to Kolokov, made him work. 4-1 in favour of Kolokov at the end of that first round. There's that head movement. Before you know it, he's behind you and then comes back with a right-hander combination. That's a fantastic piece of action to pick out from that second round. It tells you everything you need to know really about the problem that Diaz has got on his hands here. We didn't see any scores at the end of the second round there, but I would have gone blue corner with that round. So on my very unofficial card, I've got Kolokov 2 rounds up here, so Diaz needs something huge in this final round, and he's coming forward, and that I think is going to play into his opponent's hands. Kolokov just taking his feet out optimising his range really as Diaz was coming in and tagged him 3-4 times. As I said, he did everything as a youth world champion, youth Olympic champion, transitioning to the seniors the last couple of years. Not easy, of course, because of COVID, but a very good year last year. Bronze at the Asian Championships and silver at the World Championships. As I mentioned, that was at 60 kilos, but now down at 57. There's that upper body movement again. Diaz trying to bring educated pressure as best he can here. He's happy to back up Kolokov because he knows that Diaz has got to come to him. Right hand into the body again there from Kolokov. Just lost his balance slightly as he threw the right that time. The weight just coming a little bit over the top of the front foot. It's not often that you can find too many technical faults with him. Again, punching nicely off the back foot there, Kolokov. Looking for the uppercut as Diaz again closed in. He's stuck to his task here, Javier Diaz. And as I say, a bit like the first fight, it's not like he hasn't had success at times. He's landed some shots, but he has been outdone here as we head into the final minutes of this men's featherweight final. Nice left hand there, 3-punch combination. 2 to the body, then 1 up top to the head from Kolokov. Uzbekistan with that gold medal for Hasanboy Dusmatov in their opening fight at flyweight, and they're going to get another one here. I'd be extremely surprised if that's not the case. There goes the final bell. Nod of the head there from Diaz. He knows. Kolokov knows as well. Big grin on his face as he heads back towards his corner, and smiles as well from the coaching staff. It's a conveyor belt of talent that's brought through in Uzbekistan. It really is. They just seem to produce fighter after fighter after fighter, regenerating with every Olympic cycle every few years.
Now, for the winner, by split decision, hit blue, Uzbekistan!
So Kolokov gets it by split decision there. And one judge there, the Ukrainian judge, going 3-0 in favour of Javier Diaz, which is a strange card. That's a strange card. The other 4 finding in favour of Kolokov. I would have gone 3-0 Kolokov myself. The second round was probably the closest of the 3, but I still wouldn't say Diaz did enough to win it. And Kolokov in the ring there as we're watching the replays with some pretty spectacular gymnastics. You see that from fighters every now and again. It's amazing they've got the energy left for it, but that's a second gold medal for Uzbekistan.
Now, the third battle of the finals will be next. Lightweight division. The referee of the battle is from Kazakhstan, Batyar Nurmag. Now, welcome to the ring, the boxer, fighting out of the red corner, representing Ukraine, Yaroslav Kartin.
So this is the men's lightweight division. In the red corner, this is Yaroslav Kartsis of Ukraine. Got past Abdelna Benlaribi of Algeria on a split 4-1. in his semi-final.
Now, his opponent, fighting on the blue corner, is the boxer representing Uzbekistan,
And another fighter from Uzbekistan here, Mujibilo Tursunov. He beat Serik Abzal of Kazakhstan by unanimous decision in his semi. I saw him in the World Championships in Belgrade. He was in my ring, and in his quarter-final lost 3-2 to Andy Cruz. Gave him a good fight. Cruz, who won gold, won the Val Barker Trophy, had won the Olympics a few weeks beforehand. Probably the best amateur fighter in the world currently, Andy Cruz, and Tursunov gave him a proper tussle. It was Elnur Abduraimov who went to the Asian Championships in the Olympics for Uzbekistan at 63 kilos. The World Championships coming after those two, of course. So this is our third final of the day. Can Uzbekistan make it a hat-trick? They're in the blue. Ukraine, represented by Kartsis in the red. Two orthodox fighters here. You can see the physical difference between the two of them pretty easily. Kartsis has got the height on Tursunov, who's just dropping those knees, dropping his height, looking to try and get up nice and close. Does so there. And found a left to the body. Keeping those gloves high and, as I say, making himself as small a target as he can coming forward. Kartsis is firing off that jab, which is what you like to see a taller fighter do. Steps into closer range there and looks for the body. Just finding the gloves there, Kartsis. Big overhand right from the outside there from Tursunov. Didn't land as he got closer. He looked for an uppercut, which I think might just about have got through. Both of these two throwing plenty. Not all that much clean is getting through so far. A minute gone. He stands up quite tall, Kartsis. As I said, he is the taller of the two. As Tursunov comes forward in the way that he does. Standing count there, though. Tursunov was caught nicely by Kartsis, and the referee steps in for the standing count. That won't necessarily result in a 10-8 round. Aiba scoring, just to remind everybody, I'm sure almost everybody watching will be well aware of this. It's about interpreting dominance. So 10-9 is a round win, 10-8 is a clear round win, 10-7 is complete dominance, but knockdowns, standing counts, they in and of themselves don't trigger any kind of score. It's about the judges watching the round as a whole and giving a score based on their impression of what occurred. Looking for that 1-2 there. Tursunov goes down with a left to the body in this heating up towards the end of the round here. Left to the body from Kartsis. And what I was saying just before that standing count is that Kartsis does stand quite tall. Tursunov dips those knees and comes in very, very low. Maybe the uppercut is something Kartsis could catch Tursunov with as he comes in. Looking for that jab again there. Kartsis, been a good opening round this. Be interesting to see if we get a look which way it's scored. Tursunov has upped the ante since the standing count, certainly. And he could still win this round, as I've just been explaining. The fact that he found himself on the end of the standing count does not mean that he can't win the round. Nice 1-2 there from Tursunov. Right hand over the top, left to the body from Kartsis, who's being forced to punch off the back foot there, being backed up a little bit towards the end of the round there, the Ukrainian. He turned the screw from the midway point onwards there, the Uzbek fighter in this blue corner. I'd go blue corner there, I think, even though Kartsis did, as I say, get the standing count. There's some good work from Kartsis though, some neat combinations. It's close. Lovely left hand there That's what caused the standing count. Very well delivered punch. Just caught him as he was opening up a bit there, Tursunov as well. Took it well. So this is a good fight. A real good fight. A close opening round, the closest opening round we've had so far. And these two straight back into it. Left hand there from Tursunov. Kartsis just moving around him, looking for that jab. Left to the body there from Tursunov. Kartsis with a nice little bit of head movement, slipped the jab and then fired off his own. Just varying up the power there, Kartsis. Left to the body there from Tursunov. Was bang on the belt, I think, then tried to go over the top with the right hand. Got to keep jabbing, Kartsis. Lead left hand there. Start of the round, he was using that jab to just try and stop Tursunov on the way in. Right to the body there was a good shot from Kartsis. Short right on the inside from Tursunov. It's interesting when they get up close into that kind of mid-range. That is more Tursunov's fight, but Kartsis is pretty comfortable there as well. Right hand there from Tursunov. But when it's like that, it is the fighter in blue who is going to fancy it, going to favour it more. Straight left hand followed by a right there from Tursunov. Kartsis is snapping out the 1-2, but not that much snap in it. Tursunov, he knows will walk in on him. Good 1-2 there from Tursunov. That was nice, just dipped off to his left hand side, through the right hand, straight down the middle, just creating a slight angle for it. And it got through the guard. That's high level stuff. Kartsis setting his feet and looking for that combination. He likes to lead off with the hook, but there's the 1-2 that just goes straight through the middle of the guard there from Tursunov. And again, throws the 1-2, rolls off to his left-hand side, looks for a left to the body. It's terrific to watch this. Left to the body again there from Tursunov. As I said, the field in the Strangia this year, I'm not saying anything unusual here because it's always strong, but it is really strong. Much stronger, you would say, than the lineup for the Box Guy a couple of weeks ago. No disrespect to the fighters who competed there, but there are some superstars here. There's that straight right hand again. Lead left hand there from Tursunov, and he's landed some pretty heavy artillery in this second round. Kartsis, give him his credit, he's eaten it up. He's not shown any kind of reaction when he's been landed on. But there's been some clean punching here from Tursunov. Again there, just goes to the body and comes up top with the right hand. Gets those elbows to drop a little bit, then goes for the head. Left hand, lead left hand there from Tursunov. Kartsis sets his feet and swinging right to the end of the round. For me, that would be another blue corner round, and Uzbekistan within touching distance of their third consecutive gold medal. We've already seen golds for Dusmatov and Kolokov. He's been made to work hard here, very hard, Tursunov. But that's a good example of the difficult target he presents, because he slips, he rolls, he drops those knees, comes in low, it's difficult to find, but then he's always adjusting that height. Lovely 1-2 there, got perfect distance and biting point on that. But as I said, Kartsis just gobbles those up, they don't bother him at all, but they are scoring punches and they are easy to see for the judges around ringside. So into the third and final round. This is the men's lightweight division, 63.5 kilos. Weight divisions for men, 12 for women, redrawn by Ivor before the World Championships last autumn. Right hand got through there, I think, from Kartsis, who is pouring the punches out again. Tursunov just been forced to take a little bit of a backward step at the start of the third here. Nice jab off the ropes there and good upper body movement from Tursunov. Lead right hand and again. The referee just telling Tursunov to keep his head up. The referees have been very inconspicuous in these opening 3 fights, which is great because they've just been able to let the action flow. Heading into the final minute, and Kartzis on work rate could be taking this final round so far, but there's a good combination there from Tursunov, who maybe towards the end here will just look to put his foot on the gas a bit. That's 3, 4, 5 good clean shots he's landed in the last 10 seconds. Tursunov just leaning in there, looking at the referee, and fighters have to be careful in that situation because that could be an old trick. Your opponent leans in, gets hold of you a little bit, looks at the referee. Good combination there from Kartzis. Tursunov felt that one. He just caught him there as he was coming forward, and you could see him rock back onto his heels. Kartzis gets on the front foot there and just keeps letting those hands go. He's had a good final round here. This is his best round of the fight here, Kartzis. It's been courageous stuff all the way through, and as a result this has been very, very good to watch, and he might have done enough to take that 3rd round there, the fighter in red. It's his best round of the 3, which sometimes can lead you to be generous with the scoring and not think hard enough about whether it was actually enough to win the round. It being his best round doesn't mean that it's enough to win the round. That for me is a Tursunov win, and comfortably enough.
We've all been waiting for the winner by unanimous decision in the blue corner.
So it's another gold for Uzbekistan, and it is by unanimous decision, and that, I would say, is the exact right scoring. He's won all 3 rounds there. Kartzis had his best round in that 3rd and final round, but not quite enough. Spain giving him 1-10-8 there, Tursunov. But Kartzis just taking a bow in the middle of the ring, and absolutely right that he should, because he put an awful lot to that fight. It was a really good spectacle, thanks in no small part to how keen he was to let his hands go, and there was a standing count that he scored in that opening round, and Tursunov did go on to win that round. That seemed to sting him a bit, really bring him forward. But it was cracking stuff to watch. Tursunov was just a little bit too educated for him, technically too proficient. Kartzis just needs to try and tighten up a bit. The minerals are there. He lets that 1-2 go nicely, but for somebody like Tursunov, he was just a little bit too easy to hit. And we're going to have some medal ceremonies now for the 3 finals that we've had. And then after that we will have our 3 other fights in this afternoon session. They're all women's fights, light flyweight, bantamweight and lightweight. And this first medal ceremony will be for the men's 51 kilo final. Gold medalist, of course, Hasanboy Dusmatov, silver medalist Damir Abdikadir, and the two bronze medalists Volo Umnatsakanyan of Russia and Timur Kabdeshov of Kazakhstan. They're just poised and ready, away to the right-hand side as you look at it there. The Uzbek national anthem, I think, is going to be one we're going to hear quite a bit over the next 30 hours or so. Finals continuing into tomorrow. This evening, we've got men's finals at light, middle, heavyweight and light heavyweight. And women's finals at welterweight, middleweight and heavyweight.
Let us invite the medalists to the podium. The medals and diplomas will be presented by Marko Petrovic, IBA Sports Director, and the BBA
So those are the medalists.
Secretary General Svetozar Sapogier.
I tell you what, that's a big step up there for Hasanboy Dusmatov onto that
In
gold
third
medal
place, and winner
platform.
of the bronze medals in the men's flyweight category are Volodya Minat-Sakayan from Russia.
Follow Umnatsakanyan of Russia. Bit of damage to the right eye there. Bronze medal for him.
Timur Kabdeshov from Kazakhstan.
Kabdeshov of Kazakhstan.
In second place, and winner of the
$1,000 US for the bronze medalist there as well.
Damir Abdikadir from Kazakhstan.
Abdikadir of Kazakhstan, who gave Dusmatov a good fight in the final a few minutes ago.
And the winner
De Silva.
of the gold medal in the flyweight category is Hasanboy Dusmatov.
Dusmatov
Uzbekistan.
manages to get his right foot up on the top of the gold medal platform there. It's practically a box jump, and he picks up the gold, and that's something he's grown used to in his amateur career, as now professional as well, has been for a while.
Uzbekistan. Thank you.
So the fighters will just stick around for some photos. Not for too long, no, being ushered off the podiums quite quickly.
Ladies and gentlemen, the award ceremony for men the featherweight category begins. Let us invite the medalists to the podium. Medals and diplomas will be presented by Marko Petrovic.
So the men's featherweights now. Abdimalik Kalokov of Uzbekistan with gold, Javier Diaz of Bulgaria with the silver.
From Russia,
Ovik Oganisyan of Russia and his fellow countryman Zefalod Shumkov. They're the two picking up the bronze medals.
And Zefalod Shumkov from Russia.
Both of those two bearing the scars of an intense week's work.
And now, second place and winner of the silver medal in featherweight category is Javier Diaz from Bulgaria.
So Diaz representing Bulgaria, of course, Cuban-born, won his first goal for Bulgaria here last year, silver this time around. Put up a good show in the final, but he was clearly beaten by Abdimalik Kalokov of Uzbekistan. And Kalokov, well, if you weren't aware of him previously, most people watching this will have been, I'm pretty sure about that, but he's very much one to watch. As I said, he did everything as a youth, and now in the seniors, bronze at last year's Asian Championships, a silver at the World Championships, now he's won the Strandjer. As a moment of victory for Kalokov.
Thank you.
Just waiting away to the right-hand side there, just in the corner, are the fighters we've just seen, the men's. Light welter, 63.5 kilos, won by Mujibilo Tursunov of Uzbekistan. Very good performance from him, really good fight against Yaroslav Kartsis of Ukraine. The two bronze medalists will be Abdelna Benlaribi of Algeria and Serik Abzal of Kazakhstan. Although they seem to have been ushered away, the fighters who were over in the corner there. So that medal ceremony will come later on. Now we will head into the three women's finals we've got in this afternoon session, starting with light flyweight. Rumeysa Boualem of Algeria up against Nazim Kazaibai of Kazakhstan.
And now, the fourth bout of today's finals will be in women's light weight division. The referee of this bout is Jakov Peterson from Estonia. Please welcome on the ring the boxer fighting out of the red corner representing Algeria, Ramazan Bayev.
Buolem got past Pila Kaiva-Oja of Finland 4-1 on a split in her semi-final. She was in action in the Olympics, going out in the preliminary stages.
And now for her opponent, fighting out of the blue, the boxer representing Kazakhstan, Nazim Kuzayevbay.
This is Nazim Kuzayevbay of Kazakhstan, who's been at this a long time, a much decorated fighter, world champion in 2014, 2016, Asian champion last year. Wasn't at the Olympic Games. She beat Roman Moulay of France 5-0 in her semi-final. So Algeria in red, Kazakhstan in blue. Final checks from the referee. Will always check the gum shield, the head guard, the gloves, the belt line. All very standardised in IBA boxing. Same equipment used by everybody. 10-ounce gloves, welterweight and under. 12-ounce gloves above that. Just wants that head guard tightening a touch there, the referee. It's got to be nice and solidly in place. You don't want it to be vice-like in its grip and feel like your head's going to explode, but it's got to be tight enough that it doesn't shift around and affect the fighter's vision. So final instructions there from the referee. This is the women's 50-kilo final, light flyweight. Rumeysa Buolem of Algeria in the red there. Nazim Kuzayevbay of Kazakhstan in the blue. Two orthodox fighters here. All three gold medals we've seen so far today have gone to Uzbekistan. Kazakhstan would love to get on the board here. Buolem has got a little bit of height and reach on Kuzayevbay, but that was a good right hand from Kuzayevbay. As Buolem was coming forward, just kind of threw it over the top, slightly in off the angle as well. Looking for the 1-2 there, Buolem. Was short with the jab, and then the right hand was blocked by Kuzayevbay. And again, just pulls her feet back out of range there. Turns southpaw now, Kuzayevbay, just inching in bit by bit, a touch closer, and then does fire. Heads coming together on the inside. Right hand to the body there from Kuzayevbay, and a left to the body. That kind of distance is where she will want it. In the opening stages, Buolem was looking to try and keep things long, throwing that spearing 1-2, and she's just neglected that a little bit now, just moving in behind that lead left hand, closing down her own space, and that really is playing into Kuzayevbay's hands a touch. She needs it at mid-range at best, closer than that, given her strengths. Caught by left hand there, Buolem, as she threw the 1-2, better distance on that first one. The second time again she gets caught as she looks to let those hands go. Does tend to lean in a little bit, the Algerian, just touching with the jab, trying to measure the distance, because Kuzayevbay steals that little bit of space and looks for the body shots. Does exactly the same thing again there on the inside. combination to the body there from Kazaibai, left hand into the body. Switches between the two stances quite comfortably. Nice combo there from Bualem, who landed her 1-2, but Kazaibai has slotted home quite a lot of scoring punches in this opening round. A lot of them to the body, but they've been easy enough to see. Right to the body again there from Kazaibai. Again, just steps forward into the southpaw stance there, Kazaibai. Left to the body. She inches forward with that front foot. Looks like she's about to throw. That lead right hand doesn't. And it's a left to the body that just swoops in underneath. Final few seconds of round one, and this has been a good round for the blue corner. .10-8 there from the English judge in favour of Kazaibai. It was pretty dominant, so you could see the case for that. That's a decent right hand there from Bualem. But when she's up close like that, I wouldn't say she's got no chance, but that is absolutely Kazaibai's fight. And she turned it into a fight at that kind of range after about 30 seconds. Boxing in many ways is all about distance. If you control the distance, really, then you do control what kind of fight it is. So into the second round here, Nazim Kazaibai of Kazakhstan with a good opening round. She's in the blue. Rumeisa Bualem of Algeria is in the red. Again, just giving a little bit of ground there. Kazaibai finds the body. It's not so much that she takes her feet back, she just pulls her trunk back, makes Bualem fall short, and then her feet are still close enough for her just to hinge forward and find the target. And then just takes the feet out and manages to avoid that 1-2 from Bualem. She's a clever fighter, Kazaibai. There we go, body attack, 2-3. Clean punches there landed. As soon as Bualem just holds her feet, even for a fraction of a second, it's enough for Kazaibai to get to work. Gloves down there from the Kazakh, prowling forward once more. Straight left, didn't quite land. Right to the body did, another right to the body. A right hand came back there from Bualem. Single right hand from Kazaibai, just as Bualem was looking to try and open out. Just creeping forward, inching forward with that front foot there, Kazaibai. She's not an out-and-out pressure fighter in that she throws bundles and bundles of punches, but she is a pressure fighter in that that front foot is on you always. There again, just pushing Bualem back and then lets her hands go. Couple to the body, one up to the head. So deep into the final minute of round two, and Kazaibai winning this second round. Already with that first round in her pocket. So 2 rounds down, 1 to go. Kazaibai in the blue there, boxing for Kazakhstan, making her way back to the stall. That's 2 good rounds she's had. As I said before, she's been at this a while. Clean sweep again there for Kazaibai. So Ramosa Bualem needs something massive in this final round. She needs 10-8s with 3 of those judges, and then we'll need all 3 of them to go her way on judges' decision. It's extremely unlikely. Right hand to the body there on the replay from Bualem, and I've said this quite a bit so far today. It's not like she hasn't had success. She's a good fighter, obviously. She's made her way all the way to the final here, but she's run into somebody who's just that bit better. It's been difficult for her. For every one that she's landed, you would say that Kazaibai has landed 3 or 4, really. Left to the body, then up top to the head again there. Kazaibai gets that guard in place. Bualem looking to be more aggressive here, catches a left hand on the inside and then a couple to the body as she came forward. The body shots have never really affected her, but they're landing with regularity and they are scoring punches. Left to the body, good shot there from Kazaibai. You could hear that one thud home all around ringside, and then again there, Bualem trying to mix it with her. I think that body shot might have taken a little bit out of her because she's been on the back foot since then. Right hand just spears through there from Kazaibai and knocks that head back of Bualem midway through round 3. And she's just tucking up a little bit here, Bualem, as well. I think she was stung a bit by that body attack. Another right hand into the body off the back of that right hand to the head. She throws 3-4 punch combinations a lot of the time, Kazaibai. Every time she throws up top, she will almost always immediately go downstairs. Another couple there just sent right into the pit of the stomach. Standing count from the referee. And this has been a very good performance from Kazaibai. She's landed an awful lot. And as I said, without ever going really crazy, I described her as a front foot pressure fighter, and she absolutely is that. She doesn't throw bundles and bundles of punches. She's very measured. But she's always just inching forward, taking her space, just pushing her opponent around the ring, making her fight at the distance she wants the fight to be at. She managed to do that in this final anyway. And relentless body attacks were the main feature of that 9 minutes we saw there.
And now, the winner by unanimous decision in blue, Nazim Kazaibai.
So Kazakhstan get on the board. Nazim Kazaibai with a gold medal in the women's light flyweight division. Another 10-8 in there from England in the final round. Again, I can see that. So 4 scores of 30 points to 27, one score of 30 points to 25. She won every round with every single one of the judges, and that's a fair reflection. Rumeysa Bualem gave it her all in there, certainly, but she was in with a more experienced and quite simply better opponent. And there's never any shame in that.
And now, for the fifth bout of today's final, will be women's bantamweight division. The referee of this bout is Evgenia Shastovova from Russia. Now, welcome on the ring, the boxer fighting out of the red corner representing Bulgaria, Stanomira Petrova.
Stanomira Petrova representing Bulgaria. She won here last year at featherweight, down at bantamweight now, 54 kilos. She beat Natalia Samakina of Russia 3-2. She won the final round 3-2 to take the decision.
And now, for her opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, is the boxer representing Kazakhstan, Dina Zolova.
Petrova up against Dina Zoloman of Kazakhstan. She got past Serene Chirabi of Italy. 5-0, 5 scores of 29 to 28, those split scoring in every round. Gold medalist at the 2021 Asian Elite Championships. So Petrova, Bulgaria in the red, Zoloman, Kazakhstan in the blue. You can see the physical difference between the two there. Petrova quite a lot taller. With that extra height comes that advantage in reach. So both these two starting off in the orthodox stance. Petrova got caught by lead right hand there. High guard there from Zoloman, who then drops those gloves. Looks full of confidence here, Zoloman. Just inching forward there, as we saw Kazaibai do so often in that previous fight. And in terms of the physicality of this, it's not too different from that previous encounter. One will need to get closer, tighter in, that's Zoloman. The other one will want to try and keep this at range, or should try and keep this at range. She's winged in a couple of big hooks, Zoloman, a couple of times now. Has caught Petrova with at least one of them. There goes a 1-2 there from Petrova. Single right hand from Petrova, just thrown up from the waist and then moved off to her left. That was a decent shot. Popping out the jab. One-two from Petrova, I think, did land there. She's looking for these big singles, these big single hooks here, Zoloman, early on. I said she looked like she was bursting with confidence. Maybe slightly overconfident in that particular punch, because those big single shots at this kind of level, your opponent will see that coming from a long way out. Good jab, lovely jab there from Petrova. Whipped it up from the waist. She needs to establish that, keep that going as much as she can. She got nice and tight there, Zoloman. Fired a couple off to the body. This time, moving in behind that double jab. That's a better policy for her. High guard. She does offer some body there, Zoloman, to attack, possibly, for Petrova. He tries to chop down with the right. Good fight, this. A minute remaining in round one. Good match. Carries those gloves low, Petrova. Throws the combination. Taken on the gloves. Again, she leads off with the hook there, Joloman. That's not really working. Good jab there from Petrova. Gets through. She's done better, Joloman, when she's looked to try and move in behind that double jab and set things up. Good right hand there from Petrova, who I would say has landed the more eye-catching, better punches actually in this opening round. There's that hook that she's led off with a few times, Joloman. It's obviously a punch that she likes, but as I said, at top amateur level, those big singles that come from way back, they're unlikely to land. Good left hand there to finish the round from Petrova. Good opening round. Good to watch. Interesting stuff, the way it kind of ebbed and flowed and evolved really during the course of the 3 minutes. I would go red corner there. I would go red corner. I thought Petrova found that jab well at times. You see the tape around the shoulders there. Petrova's got it 10-9 across the board. Joloman has got to try and be a bit clever about closing down the distance rather than flying with those big single hooks. Try and move ahead on the way in, drop that height, make herself an even more difficult target, come in a bit lower maybe, use that double jab as she did a couple of times. Good right hand to kick things off with there from Joloman. And she's looking to be aggressive at the start of the round here, Joloman. Jab from the Kazakh. Petrova just being forced to back up a bit. Now looks for that jab. Lads that jab as Joloman comes forward. It wasn't super clean and probably caught her around about the chest, but it doesn't really matter because it just stops Joloman on her way in. Causes her to have to really reset and go again. Right hand there from Petrova as Joloman was walking, almost running after her towards the left-hand side of the ring as I look at it. Petrova needs to keep that jab going. 1-2 from Joloman. She's quite sparing with that jab, Petrova. She wants to land it pretty much every time she throws it. Joloman coming forward, got a couple through there. She trusts her hand speed, Petrova. When she sees Joloman coming forward, that's really when she looks to try and throw that lead left. Right hand there from Petrova did find Joloman on her way in, as did the 1-2 there. She doesn't just pop that jab as of habit, if you know what I mean. She tailors it to what her opponent is doing and trusts its accuracy. Into the final minute of the round. This is pretty tight because Joloman has been the one coming forward and has done it a bit more effectively than she did in the opening round, but I still think that it's Petrova who's produced the better boxing in this second round. Jab caught on the gloves there, but there's that right hand. She just takes the feet out, gives herself enough room and clips Joloman quite high on the head as she was coming forward. Final 20 seconds. Again, there's the 1-2 as Joloman comes in, and that's good, effective, clean stuff from Petrova and really easy for the judges to see. I've mentioned that a few times. It might sound like quite a basic point, but punches that are easy for the judges to see are your friend, absolutely. And if they're delivered from just on the outside there as your opponent's coming forward and you get a reaction, the head goes back, then it doesn't get any easier to see than that. Inside work, punching from up close can be a little bit more difficult to register. And that's another round there for Petrova. So she's got a 2-round advantage. And if she can just avoid a disaster in this final round, then she will win this Strangia Memorial Tournament for the 2nd year in a row and give us Bulgaria's first gold medal. When this started back in 1950, 8 weight divisions, it was just men then, of course, they won everything. All 8 gold medals. But bit by bit it became a truly international tournament and has been for a long time. Entrants from outside Europe haven't been as plentiful this year as usual. I think you can all guess the reason for that. Just jabbing off the back foot there, Petrova. Joloman has stuck to her task here, but the problem is that she doesn't really move that head on the way in. Looked for those big singles in the first round. As I said, she looked full of confidence, but didn't really manage to land them. Since then, has looked to do things a more traditional way, if you like, trying to double jab away in at times. But she does tend to come in straight lines, and Petrova, as I say, is always looking to catch you with that lead left, right hand as well. Backs herself when that attack starts to just pull those feet back and measure her response. She caught one there though, Petrova, a right hand from Joloman. Lead right hand, almost a jab from the southpaw stance there from Petrova, goes straight through the guard. Midway through round 3. And again, good work. Brings Joloman onto that left, steps off to her left. Never really looked for the body, Petrova. She's got that high guard at times, Joloman, but has concentrated almost entirely on the head, and with success. Flicking that jab up from the waist makes it difficult to read, bringing it up from under the fighter's eye line. It's been a good performance. Really good performance from Petrova. Some fighters love boxing in front of a home crowd. You would think that everybody does, but it's not always the case. It does bring a certain amount of pressure, expectation. Nice right hand there again. Joloman coming forward. Petrova just stepped back and off to her right hand side. And then found her with a short little right hook almost as she was pulling back. She's got this one in the bag, Stanimira Petrova, and she knows she does. Touch of gloves between the two, and that will be a gold for Petrova to add to the one that she won here last year. That was at 57 kilos, this one at 54. Big smiles in that Bulgarian corner. One more fight to come after this. That's in the women's lightweight division. Kelly Harrington, the Olympic gold medalist, up against Natalia Shadrina. And Petrova gets it by unanimous decision. Good performance from her. Very composed, very accurate, knew exactly what she wanted to try and do, and wins every round with all 5 of the judges. A clean sweep, 30 points to 27.
gentlemen, the last bout of today's afternoon finals will be women's lightweight division. Referee of this bout is Yuri Lukasny from Ukraine. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on the ring the boxer fighting out of the red corner, representing Ireland, Kelly Harrington!
So here comes Kelly Harrington, world champion, Olympic champion, and all-round legend really in Irish amateur boxing. Picked up that baton from Katie Taylor post-Rio, and she has run with it. Beat Rima Volosenko, the 2021 Asian champion of Kazakhstan, in her semi-final. 5 scores of 29 points to 28. All eyes were on her after the Olympics, people wondering what she would do. She has stayed in the amateur code.
Out of the blue corner is the boxer representing Serbia, Natalia Shadrina.
Boxing for Serbia, Natalia Shadrina. She got past Nunea Satrin of Russia. Another one where there were 5 scores of 29 to 28 in her semi-final. Quarter-finalist at the 2019 World Championships. That was for Russia. She's one of a number of fighters who last year swapped allegiances from Russia rather, to Serbia. He's got a work cut out here against Harrington. It's the first time we've seen Harrington for a while. As I say, people were wondering what she would do. She would have had a lot of offers, I'm sure, to turn professional, but it's great that she stayed with this code. It's more attractive than ever. I cover both pro boxing and IBA boxing. I have no bias either way. But it's good to see stars stay in this setup, that it is competing for people's futures with professional boxing. We'll see another fighter over the course of the next couple of days for whom that's also true, Alexander Kishniak. People assumed that he would turn pro after the Olympics, but he hasn't, and he's not going to. He wants an Olympic gold medal. He came so close in Tokyo, falling short in dramatic circumstances. Harrington got that gold, boxing out of St Mary's in Dublin. She's in the red. Shadrina boxing for Serbia in the blue. Nice long 1-2 there from Harrington. The right hand scored. The left, I think, was caught by the glove of Shadrina. Carries that lead hand low. Harrington always looks nice and loose, nice and balanced. Just a little twitch of the head, then looks to try and lead off with the left hook, turns southpaw. Shadrina trying to keep that guard up and close the gap on Harrington. That's what she needs to do. She's up against a taller, longer opponent. Shadrina has got to move that head if she's going to do that effectively. Flex those knees, drop that height to get onto the inside. Harrington just turning off the ropes nicely there. Good right hand there from Shadrina. Just dipped to her right hand side, got off the punching line if you like, and then threw that one. Harrington maybe catching her with a couple as Shadrina comes forward there. She's trying to make things awkward, taking a slightly muscular approach here, Shadrina. It's what she needs to do. Harrington with a 1-2. That was caught on the gloves. And again, Harrington, I think, just clipping her with a right hand there, Shadrina, as she wandered in a little bit open, a little bit square. Referee just talking to Harrington about a little bit of holding. Lead right hand there from Shadrina, I think, did get through into the final minute. Harrington doesn't want to get involved in this kind of a fight if she can help it. This is what Shadrina will want. The closer it is, the better it is for her. The tighter it is. In terms of the distance they're at, I mean. Again, just scuttling forward there, Shadrina, but caught with a good short left hand by Harrington. Harrington just digging her toes in, looking for the body. But Shadrina, again, just comes in behind that lead right hand. Into the last 20 seconds of round one, the best punching has come from Harrington in this opening round, but there's that lead right hand again there from Shadrina. That got through. That's 2-3 times she's landed that now. And again on the inside there. Maybe gets through with a couple there, Shadrina, who in the second half of the round has done well there, the Serbian fighter. Harrington was keeping it on the outside in the first minute or so, landed a couple of nice crisp shots, but Shadrina really came back into that in the second half of the round. Harrington needs to try and keep this a little bit longer. She's got it 10-9 across the board there, but that was pretty tight, I would say. That was pretty tight. Shadrina having some good success in the final minute, but Harrington had picked her off with some neat, typically classy work in the first half of the round.
Seconds out.
So into the second, Harrington, Ireland in the red, 10-9s across the board in her favour at the end of round one. Shadrina, Serbia in the blue. Harrington just feinting to throw that right hand. Shadrina comes forward, Harrington catches her with a kind of right screw shot as she walked in there. There's not all that much science behind this at times from Shadrina, but she just needs to stick with her policy. Harrington found good distance there as Shadrina was coming in, then just pivots around that front foot, moving around Shadrina, and that's nifty, nifty work. Southpaw Harrington now, always just looking to keep those shoulders, that head on the move. Got another finalist, Ireland, over the next couple of days, Aoife O'Rourke in the middleweights. Harrington just jogging, bouncing almost on the balls of those feet, throws that 1-2 and again just spins off. She's not getting involved on the inside in this second round as much as she did towards the end of the first. Having said that, they're having a little bit of a roll around there in the middle of the ring, but there's no space for Shadrina to do any work there. Harrington just pulling those feet back, maintaining that gap, throwing that 1-2, that was effective. And then when it gets close like it is there, gets hold of Shadrina. And as a result, it's been difficult really for the Serb to get anything done in this second round. Harrington again backing up, throwing that right. Turned that right hand over nicely there, Harrington. Deep into the final minute of round two, Shadrina continuing to come forward, not as effectively as she did in the final minute of round one. That's been her best spell of the fight so far. Harrington, though, got caught a couple of times, just backed up towards the neutral corner, away to our left there, about 15-20 seconds ago. That's a good combination from Harrington, and the sting has just gone out of Shadrina a bit here. I think she's feeling a few of these now. And again there, Harrington with a right to the body, a left down the middle up top, and Shadrina not exactly sucking the air in as she goes back to the corner, but she's put a lot into this. And I don't think she's going to get anything out of it, these opening 2 rounds. That was a clear round win for Harrington. In that red corner. Well, one judge has gone for Shadrina there, but the other 4 for Harrington. So 20 points to 18 through 2 rounds for the Irish Olympic champion. And she will be heading for gold here unless Shadrina can
Seconds.
hit her with something pretty dramatic in this final 3 minutes. It's been a good session this. We've got medal ceremonies to come after this fight, but we've had 6 finals. Uzbekistan with 3 gold medals, 3 on the bounce right at the very start. We had 1 for Kazakhstan, 1 for Bulgaria, and we're going to have 1 for Ireland here. Straight right hand there from Shadrina. That got through. She had some joy in the second half of that first round where she just dipped to her right and threw almost a right hand lead. Midway through this third and final round, Harrington just up close there. Shadrina looking at her corner over the shoulder of Harrington, sucking it up and then goes to work down to the body. She's toiled away in there, Shadrina, and to some effect at times. But Harrington's just always had too much for her. Right to the body again there, and another left into the body. Those are solid shots, those are sharp punches, and again you just see her just drop the knees there, change the height, Harrington, and then just smashes that right and the left into the rib cage. And again, connected with the right, missed with the left. But really looking to dig the toes in and get some purchase there, because she's got that guard when she gets it up high to protect the head there, Shadrina, and there is some body to hit there. Left hand from Shadrina, decent shot. Final 30 seconds. Good 1-2 there from Harrington. The right hand really just flowed there. Final few seconds. There goes the bell, and Harrington with a celebratory whoop at the end, and rightly so. She goes over to the Serbian corner. She was made to work hard there though. Shadrina, as I said, just kept coming, kept about her business. Best showing from her was in that first round. Second half of that first round, she looked like she might be able to get something going there. But Harrington, as the top fighters do, made the adjustments and got the win.
The winner by unanimous decision in the ring,
So Kelly Harrington, gold medalist, Strangia 2022. Split score scoring in that final round, so there's 2 scores of 30 to 27, 3 scores of 29, 28. I thought that third round was a Harrington round myself, but she did put plenty into that, Shadrina, so getting some joy with 3 of the judges there, getting around with 3 of the judges. From her point of view, it's good to see. So we've got some medal ceremonies to finish off this afternoon session. Used to box at 64 kilos, Harrington. Saw her at the Women's World Championships in Astana in 2016, where she got a silver medal. That was the first time I'd really seen her, certainly at ringside, and I remember thinking at the time that there was a big future ahead of her. Katie Taylor was at 60 for Ireland still then, and later on that year in the Olympics. Once she departed the scene, Harrington coming down to 60 kilos to lightweight. So our first medal ceremony, I'm pretty confident, will be the men's light welters, 63.5 kilos. That was won by Mujibilo Tursunov of Uzbekistan. Silver medalist Yaroslav Kartsis, Ukraine. Good final, probably the best final we've had so far today. Kartsis kept coming. Was just caught too cleanly, too often by Tursunov. Bronze medalist there, Abdelna Benlaribi of Algeria, and Serik Abzal of Kazakhstan. And the tally at the end of this afternoon session on day 1 of the finals, it's Uzbekistan with 3 gold medals, Kazakhstan, Bulgaria and Ireland, all with 1 apiece.
Ladies and gentlemen, now for the award ceremony for men's light welterweight category begins. Let us invite the medalists to the podium. The medals and diplomas will be presented by Krasimir Ilski, Bulgarian Boxing
So that's Kartsis
Federation,
on the left there, Tursunov in the middle, and Benlaribi and Abzal on the right.
In third place and winners of bronze medals in the light welterweight category are from Algeria, Abdelaziz Benlarbi.
So there's a prize fund of $200,000 for this tournament. There are 25 finals, so that will be $8,000 per final.
And from Kazakhstan, Afzal Sey,
which will work out as $1,000 for each of the bronze medalists, $2,000 for the silver medalist and $4,000 for the gold medalist. Prize money being added by IBA last year, all the way through. I saw it at the European Juniors, at the European Under-22s. It's operating at all levels. Kartsis of Ukraine, as I say, he gave us a really, really wholehearted effort in the final. And you would not know that he'd been hit with some of the shots that he's been hit with, because he hasn't got a scratch on him.
The gold medal in men's light runaway category is Mujibilo Tursunov from Uzbekistan.
Really good performance from Tursunov. As I say, in Belgrade at the Men's World Championships last autumn, he got to the quarterfinals, lost on a split to Andy Cruz, gave him a good fight.
Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the award ceremony for women's light flyweight category begins. Let us invite the medalists to the podium. Medals and diplomas will be presented by
So this is the women's light flyweight division, 50 kilos, won by Nazim Kazaibai of Kazakhstan. Bronze medal for Rumeysa Bualem of Algeria. That is Pila Kaiva Oja of Finland, beaten by Bualem in her semi-final. The other bronze medalist is Romain Moulay of France, who's just on her left-hand side there.
And from France, Romain Moulay. Second place and winner of silver medal in women's light flyweight category is from Algeria, Rumeysa Bualem.
Bualem of Algeria with the silver. Gold goes to Kazaibai, Kazakhstan.
Gold medal in women's lightweight category is from Kazakhstan, Nazim Kazaibai.
She's picked up plenty of medals in her time. Two-time world champion, Asian champion. Only thing missing really is success at the Olympic Games.
Please rise for the national anthem of Kazakhstan. Ladies and gentlemen, the award ceremony for women's bantamweight category begins. Let us invite the medalists to the podium. Medals and diplomas will be presented by Juliana Vajuga, Serious International Relations Manager.
And this will be a popular one because in the middle there we've got Stanimira Petrova of Bulgaria. Gold medalist on the left, Dina Zholomun of Kazakhstan, silver medalist, and our two bronze medalists, Natalia Samakina of Russia. And that's Serene Charabi of Italy, just taking a step up there. She lost to Zholomun in her semi-final. Samakina in the red of Russia on her left. She lost to Petrova in a tight semi-final.
And now, second place and winner of the silver medal in women's bantamweight category is from Kazakhstan, Dina Zholomun.
Big smile there from Zholomun, that's good to see. Sometimes silver medalists can be a bit stony-faced. It's a big achievement to win a silver medal in a competition like this. She won gold at the Asia Championships, so she's no stranger to the podium, but you should always celebrate an appearance on the podium. Athlete's career is a short one. And Petrova will certainly enjoy this. Second year running. She won gold here at featherweight last year. And the home win is always a popular win. And she boxed really well in the final too.
Please rise for the national anthem of Bulgaria.
So a few photos and then we will have our final medal ceremony of this afternoon session, which will be for the women's lightweight division, which we saw won by Kelly Harrington, winning her final against Natalia Shadrina of Serbia, and the two bronze medalists will be Nunea Satrian of Russia and Rima Volosenko
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the
Kazakhstan.
award ceremony for women's lightweight category begins. Let us invite the medalists to the podium. Medals and diplomas will be presented by Juliana Vajuga, IDH Senior International Relationship Manager. Suzanne Karlak, the technical delegate of the tournament. In third, and winners of bronze medals in women's lightweight category are the Asabian from Russia. And from Kazakhstan, Volosenko Rima.
In second place and winner of silver medal in women's lightweight category is from Serbia, Natalia Shadrina. And the winner of gold medal in women's lightweight category from Ireland, Kelly Hartland. And now please rise for the national anthem of Ireland. Thank you.
So that the medal ceremony for the women's lightweight division, and that rounds things off for this afternoon session. We will be back in a couple of hours with more finals at light, middleweight, light heavyweight and heavyweight with the men, welterweight, middleweight and heavyweight with the women. Please do join us again then.
Stupid.